Hello everyone, my name is Polly Gronchevska, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can do well in your IA. There are 4 main topics that I'd like to cover with you today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Question number 1, how much is the IA worth? The IA is worth 20% for both biology and chemistry, and for standard level and higher level students. Question 2 is, what topic should you choose? And this is a question that troubles so many IB students worldwide every year. And the truth with IAs is IAs are very different from EEs in the fact that you tend not to have to do something difficult. You don't have to do something that no one's done before. On the contrary, you should do something that many people have done before. And the reason why is that you actually have points within the mark scheme of the IA that tells you that you should compare your results with previous research. The main essence of an IA is to know how to write a lab report. They just want to see that you can write a nice lab report and do an experiment. Any experiment, which gives nice data. In terms of nice data, the best thing to do is to do experiments that have continuous data, so data that you can analyze easier, that you can get percentage from. Cool. So question number 3 is, where can I find examples of IAs? I will try to make your life easier, and I'll try to combine and compile a list of different IAs that I found on the internet. They're completely not mine. I just found them. I just compiled them in a Google Drive, and I'll probably attach them in the link below just so that you can have some inspiration from those. Right, so question 4 is, how can I do well in my IA? This is something that I always tell my students. Look at the marking criteria. So the marking criteria in the guide, which I'm going to link below in the description as well, actually tells you what you need, what sections you need, what you need within each section, and how many points they allocate to each. Right, so your internal assessment is going to be marked out of 24 marks. Communication is fairly simple, right? Communication is just about being able to write properly, correct grammar, punctuation, nice formatting, clean look, to make it visually appealing, essentially, but also easy to read. That's what communication is about. So those are the 4 marks that you can easily gain. Now, for personal engagement is just, how are you motivated by the topic that you chose? Why did you choose this topic? Why did you find it interesting? Is there any historical reasons for you choosing this topic and coming up with this idea? For exploration, they want, firstly, topic of investigation, secondly, research question, background information, methodology, and safety and ethical and environmental issues. So those are the topics or the kind of subtitles that they want you to include in this exploration section. Next part is analysis, and this part is a little bit more complex and a little bit more difficult because it involves the processing of the data that you get from the experiments. Within this section, they want you to include qualitative raw data, quantitative raw data, data processing, including uncertainties of course, statistical tests, and conclusion. These are the 5 things that they want you to include. And again, if you meet these criteria, and if you do this, and if you have this within the analysis part, again, it's so hard not to gain those 6 marks. And finally, the evaluation part, which I personally always call conclusion and evaluation, because you still have to include a conclusion and scientific reasoning as to why your results happen to be like that. And you need a section as well to compare your results to other scientific research that has existed before. You also have to talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of your experiment, and you have to say, if you were to repeat this experiment, how would you improve it? And how would you decrease or minimize the limitations of the experiment? And finally, you need a little section explaining how you would extend this experiment. So how you would ask another research question quite related to this one, if you had a little bit more time on your hands. That brings us to an end to this video. I hope that I was able to help you in some way, shape, or form with your IAs, and good luck in completing your IAs, and good luck getting 7s. Bye, and see you next time.